While I won't say that the PlayStation 4 game releases are really heating up, I will say that there are some interesting game releases tomorrow, some titles that I am very interested in. I don't know if the mainstream gaming audience is going to be super interested in them. However, there are a couple of titles I want to bring your guys' attention to, and a couple of titles I think you guys are going to be interested in. We've got 6 games to go over, so let's just get right into this. Kicking things off, I did want to give a mention to probably the biggest release of the week, and that is Metal Wolf Chaos XD. Now, I say this even though being that this is a game that a lot of people don't know about, but if I give you some insight on the title, maybe you'll have some interest in it, because this was a game that was originally developed by Fromsoftware. Yes, the Fromsoftware that so many of you know and love for the Dark Souls games, for Sekiro, Bloodborne, all of those titles. Metal Wolf Chaos XD was actually a mech title that was released by them all the way back in 2004. It never made its way outside of Japan. However, now it is with Metal Wolf Chaos XD, a remastered version of the game, a modernized re-release of Fromsoftware's 2004 mech shooter with upgraded visual fidelity, refined controls and gameplay, a new save system, and upgraded visuals for modern display. This game is very zany. I mean, if you watch the trailer and you hear some of the dialogue, yes, it's a little hard to take this game completely seriously. I mean, if you go back to 2004 and compare it to the titles that were released around then, maybe it's a little bit in line. However, let me just read you guys the description of the game. The country is in peril as President Michael Wilson defends the nation against a full-scale rebellion led by Vice President Richard Hawke and the mechanized legions he commands. As the 47th President of the United States, it is your sworn duty to take your country back by any means necessary and end this unjust coup d'etat. Armed to the teeth across iconic American landscapes including the Brooklyn Bridge, the Grand Canyon, and the front steps of the White House. Again, the game was only released in Japan all the way back in December of 2004, and it was also limited to the original Xbox only. An original Xbox only release in Japan, that's just a recipe for a game to not sell well at all. The game went on to become somewhat of a legend as it was hard to acquire and even harder to play outside of the country, with most fans' experience of the title through YouTube videos and the occasional screenshot. However, now Devolver Digital and Fromsoftware have partnered together with developer General Arcade to modernize the game with a bunch of upgraded visuals and content. Now, it should be noted that you shouldn't expect a sizable upgrade with this game, and it is being released at a very palatable price point of $25, so that's really good. Sometimes we see remasters released at obscene price points, but I think they got it right with this one. $25 is a great buy. And if you're into mech games, if you want to see one of Fromsoftware's earlier titles, Metal Wolf Chaos XD is going to be a game with a little bit of attention surrounding it, and I would say keep this one on your radar. Next up, we have a game that's probably suited more so for a PC release. However, it is coming to the PlayStation 4, and that is Age of Wonders Planetfall. Age of Wonders Planetfall is the new strategy game from Triumph Studios, creators of the critically acclaimed Age of Wonders series, bringing all the exciting tactical turn-based combat and in-depth empire building of its predecessor to space in an all-new sci-fi setting. So a complete revamp in terms of its setting, so that's really cool. And some of the reviews for the title are already coming out, and they are looking incredibly positive. PC Gamer gave the title an 85 out of 100, God is a Geek gave the game a 9 out of 10, and PC Games and also gave the game a 9 out of 10. Now, that is for the PC version of the title. Hopefully, it makes a relatively smooth transition to the PlayStation 4 as well. Generally speaking, it's not like the PlayStation 4 is a haven for strategy games like this, but the more types of games we get like this, and the more they do well, games like Divinity Original Sin, while not necessarily the same style of game as this, it's a game that's more suited for PC, but it released on PlayStation 4, it did really well, and now we're getting all of those games on PlayStation 4 as well, so that's really exciting. Hopefully, a game like this can do pretty well as well. Emerge from the cosmic dark age of a fallen galactic empire to build a new future for your people. Age of Wonders Planetfall is the new strategy game from Triumph Studios, creators of the critically acclaimed Age of Wonders series, bringing all the exciting tactical turn-based combat and in-depth empire building of its predecessors to space in an all-new sci-fi setting. Build your empire with one of 6 unique factions ranging from the militant vanguard to the dinosaur-riding Amazons and the cyborg zombies of the Assembly. Progress through each faction's missions using your wit, military strength, and diplomacy, exploring planetary ruins and encountering other survivors as you unravel the history of a shattered civilization. Fight, build, negotiate, and technologically advance your way to utopia in a deep single-player campaign on random skirmish maps and against friends in multiplayer. The game touts tactical turn-based sci-fi combat, discover a rich science fiction world, a planetary empire building, multiple paths to victory, and a multitude of game modes, including a deep single-player story campaign alongside random map generation, makes for endless replayability. You can try new playstyles in the skirmish mode and play multiplayer your way online, hot seat, and asynchronous. We'll see how Age of Wonders Planetfall performs on the PlayStation 4, but we'll find out soon enough as it is dropping tomorrow. Okay, outside of those two titles, I also want to go over some smaller titles. These are games you're probably not going to pick up day one. However, there are some unique, cool little games here. Want to give a mention to Sagebrush, a game that released on PC all the way back in September of 2018. This is a first-person narrative adventure game about exploring a cult compound in the remote New Mexico desert. Discover the lives of the former inhabitants, what brought them together, what they believed, and why they ended it all. Again, released on PC back in September of 2018, and the Steam reception is incredibly positive, even though not a lot of people played it. 62 user reviews and 95% of them have it pegged at positive. The game touts that it's inspired by real-world apocalyptic cults based on the extensive research into cult groups, both famous and obscure, large and small. Sagebrush avoids simplistic motivations and easy answers. The members of the flock are diverse and complex people with varied needs, hopes, and fears. It also touts an immersive 3D world, a whole compound to explore, and uncovering the real story through notes, recordings, and belongings that give insight into the people who lived at Black Sage Ranch. What did they believe? Why did they join? Were they happy? And why did they choose to end it all? Now, it does note that the estimated playtime is around an hour to 2 hours, so don't expect a lengthy game here. However, it is on PC for just $6.99. I imagine it'll be releasing on the PlayStation 4 for the same price. Maybe wait on a sale. When it is south of $5, this could be a cool little game to check out. I just wanted to give that a mention. Next up, we have Gravity Ghost. Gravity Ghost, another game that was released on PC. This one a long time ago, back in January of 2015. 107 Steam user reviews out of this one, 95% positive, and this is a physics game with a twist. Run, jump, and soar around planets using gravity to glide through the air. Explore a shattered galaxy and rescue its survivors armed with power-ups and mysterious terraforming powers. Meet the 7 magical guardians and best their challenges. There's no killing, no dying, no way to fail, just hours of blissing out to buttery smooth gravity goodness. The game's got a 75 on Metacritic, so all things considered, I would say that's pretty good. North of 100 levels, north of 10 magical power-ups, dynamic new soundtrack from the composer of FTL, Faster Than Light, so that's pretty cool. Beautiful hand-painted graphics and wildly original creatures, 25 plus minutes of fully animated story hidden throughout the game. So you're actually getting quite a bit of stuff out of this one. Released on PC for $14.99. Probably one, again, I would wait on a sale for, but nonetheless, a pretty unique little game here. Next up, we have Corpse Killer 25th Anniversary Edition. This is a game that was revealed at E3, released on PC a little while ago. This is an old school FMV game. Shocking to see this come out of nowhere, however, still kind of cool for those of you that play these kinds of games way back in the day. In this one, you're stranded on an uncharted island of death. You're zombifying from voodoo poison. A mad scientist is on your trail. Hundreds of rotting stiffs are crawling out of their graves to chew your guys, and you can't kill them. They're already dead. It was released at $14.99, and expect something incredibly wacky out of this one. It will be dropping tomorrow. And lastly, I do want to mention a game that won't be out tomorrow, however, it will be out later this week on August 8th, a game that I talked a little bit about, and that is Fatal 12. Fatal 12 is a brand new visual novel, and it centers around a girl who was a high schooler who ran a small cafe named Lionhouse. In place of her grandmother, she lived her life much like any other person of her age, but one day she was caught up in an explosion while returning home from the train alongside her friend, and things go awry. Obviously, this is going to be a game with a lot of suspense, a lot of mystery, pretty cool stylization and presentation to it as well, and this is another title that's been released on PC and was received really well on there. Released early 2018, 95% positive reviews based on 123 user reviews, and it was released for $19.99 on PC. Unfortunately, it's been confirmed that on the PlayStation 4 it is going to be a steep $39.99, so that's a little bit of a bummer. That's generally the price we pay for visual novels, and just to see more VNs come over to the PlayStation 4, that's always appreciated, but I wish we could get the pricing a little bit more in line. But nonetheless, cool to see this one drop. This one will be coming August 8th, and that's gonna conclude this video. Again, I know we're not at the point where we're seeing big budget game releases every day, however, that's really gonna start shifting come August 20th or August 27th. Around those weeks, that's when we're gonna start seeing games like Control and a lot of other big titles, and that's gonna kick off the wave of big releases as we head into late 2019 and going on into early 2020. The summer period is always just a little bit dead, but nonetheless, a couple of cool little titles coming tomorrow. That's gonna conclude this video. Do sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.
Mr. President?
Nothing is pointless! And the reason is because I'm the President of the great United States of America! Take America!
Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.